Hi guys, and welcome to another lesson of the CoffeeScript Foundations course of Race Karate. In this lesson we'll be talking about conditions and comparison operators. As always, don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I'm at BastianBalandia. Follow us at Race Karate too. We are also on Facebook. Always keep an eye on racekarate.com where you will find the transcript of this video and much more. I'm here in the blog. As you can see, here is all that we are going to talk about. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So let's start. First, check that you have the command that we need for compile from CoffeeScript to JavaScript running in the Linux console. Then we can start writing code. Well, before start with the topic of this lesson, let's solve the challenge of the previous lesson. So let's do it. So the challenge was create a random number generator. So the user should input the bottom number and the top number, and you should generate a random number between that interval. So let's do it. So the first thing is the bottom number. That will equals to a parsing. Don't forget that we need to convert what we get from the prompt to an integer. Okay, then the top number, that will be parsing prompt okay. So then we generated a random number that will be math.floor. Then within this we are going to generate the random number math.random, and we're going to multiply these by top number subtractor or less the bottom number. Okay, so here we are going to generate the for example, if we get here 10 and we get here 5, then with this we are going to generate random numbers from 1 to 5 without include the 5. Okay, so we just need to add 1 just for include the 5. Then we just need to add the bottom number at the end get the right interval we need, in this case from 5 to 10. That's it. And lastly, let's make an alert. Your random number is random number. Okay, so let's try it out. Okay, enter the first number. I'm going to enter 5 and then 10. So as you can see, the random number was 10. So let's reload it again. So we have again 10 and 20, and we get 20. What a coincidence. So let's run it again. We get 15 and 35, and we got 28. As you can see, now our random number generator is working properly. But would be very useful if we could check that the first number the user inputs is not greater than the second number, because if that happens, we can generate a random number but not in the interval we need. So in this lesson we are going to learn something about conditionals. So you should feel familiar with this concept as you already took the Ruby Basics course. So I'm not going to explain everything. However, let's see how we create conditions in CoffeeScript. In CoffeeScript, the syntax is basically or is based in something called indentation. Indentation is just the tab spaces are in a line when the line starts. So let's see how we create some if statements. It's pretty similar to Ruby, just the unique difference is that we do not use the AND keyword for close the ifs. So let's see, I can say for example if button number is random number. So let's say alert. So here I'm checking that if the button number I enter is equals to the random number, so we just print a message. And you can see that we do not use the AND keyword or any other keyword for close the if. We just need to use indentation. So as you can see, here's the tab space between the beginning of the line and when the line starts. As you can see, there is a space here. So CoffeeScript already knows that we want to create an if, and everything in this with this tabulation is gonna be within the if. We also have else statements that will be executed in case we do not meet the condition. So let's see, else alert numbers are not the same. Okay, so in case we fail this condition or this is false, we go to the else statement. That's it. And lastly, we also have something called an else if statement that allows us to ask or evaluate another condition within the else. So I can say else if let's see, if I'm going to invent something to button number is 10, so alert the button number is 10. So that's it. As you can see, we have ifs, we have else if statements. So in case we fail this condition or it's false, then we ask in this else statement for this second condition. And that is met, we print this message. And lastly, we have in case any of the above is met, so we have the last or the default, that is the else statement. The unique difference between this in CoffeeScript and JavaScript is that in JavaScript you need a lot of parentheses, semicolons, curly braces and everything. As you can see, this is the generated JavaScript we get. And as you can see, all these curly braces and parentheses, it's very ugly for me. So as you can see, this is much pretty readable. It's much readable than this. However, this is converted to this, or is compiled to this. But don't worry, you just need to know the way we do it in CoffeeScript. But however, you can check the syntax and understand how is this built, this. Okay, let's continue. Let's talk now about the comparison operators. So far we have seen or talked about the is. The is just the equals. So let's see what are the comparison operations in CoffeeScript and its equivalent to JavaScript and how they work. So let's see the equality in CoffeeScript. So let's work with these variables. So is top number, for example. Okay, and we also have, let's see, inequality, that will be for example this. is top number. We also have greater than or less than. We can say, let's use greater than, and bottom number less than top number. We also have bottom number greater than top number. We also have less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, so that's the same. Bottom number less than or equal to top number, bottom number greater than or equal to top number. We also have, okay, that's all. So let's see what are their equivalents to JavaScript. Okay, here is not equal or inequality. This is greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. It's pretty similar. Here in the article you will find it equivalence. So here we have is, and it's equivalent in JavaScript, and so on. So if you already did the course of Ruby Basics, you should feel familiar about these comparison operations. So I'm not going to talk about each one. However, let's see. Something new is that in CoffeeScript we can use or we can compare strings. So I can say apple. Okay, let's try it out in the console. I'm going to the console. So let's see, I can say, for example, apple is less than orange. It says it's truth, but why? So this means that we not only can compare numbers, we can also compare strings. So in this case, apple is less than orange because alphabetically apple is before than orange. It starts with A, and orange starts with O. So what happens if we say apple greater than orange? That's false because apple starts alphabetically is first than orange. Something very important is that in JavaScript and in CoffeeScript, JavaScript and CoffeeScript are camel case. Case sensitive. So I cannot say that, for example, CoffeeScript string. This is string, and this one. These are not the same. These are not the same because the item doesn't have the same. They don't have the same capital letters. But I can say that they are different. This is true because they are different. However, they have the same characters, but they don't have the same capital letters. Now let's go back to our exercise or our random number generator, and let's see that we want to check that the first number is not greater than the second one. So just before we generate the random number, we need to ask if bottom number is less than or equal to top number. We don't want to be equal. I mean, they cannot be equal, and this one cannot be greater than this one because the program won't work as expected. So let's generate this. We just need to add a tab space for get this within the div, and this within the if, and that's it. So we need to another else statement where we check that the alert. Another else statement that where we can tell to the user or let the user know that he cannot enter a greater number first. Okay. So the first number cannot be greater than the second one. Okay, let's check it out. So I'm going to reload this page. Okay, enter first number. I'm going to enter 10 first and then 5. Okay, so I get the message. The first number cannot be greater than the second one. That's how this works. It was easy, wasn't it? Now go to the article, the link is in the description of the video or in an annotation in the video, maybe in this corner, and read the challenge. We are going to solve it in the next lesson. So don't forget to take the challenge, and of course, see you next lesson. Bye bye.